And just like that, the Aussies have made absolute light work of the Poms, retaining the Ashes, winning the series 3-0, still with 2 tests to play. The English thought they were coming over to win the series, the best team they would have. We'll dive into a bit more of that soon. But the Aussies are just showing them why they are the superior team to them, and they're just little kids to us. Without further ado, let's dive into recapping this 3rd test. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Gut podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Trent Dialton, or some of you may know me as Tricky. And yes, as I said, it is a great day for Australia, winning the Ashes, retaining the urn 3-0. What a great sign. We saw some great catches from Marnus Labuschagne that really shaped the game. England thought they were in for a sniff, I think, towards that end when they got the lead below 100. But the Aussies just show them why they are the more superior team. And the England are no match, nowhere even close to the Aussies. Now, before we get into even recapping this whole thing, let's touch on the England team prior to the Ashes. Prior to the Ashes, they said this was the best team that they had put together in 15 years since winning the Ashes in 2010. And this was the worst Australian team in 15 years, mainly said by Stuart Broad, but a lot of people said that. Piers Morgan said coming over that they were going to win 5-0. And it was all this talk about Bazball. How is the Aussies fast bowling cartel, the best bowlers in the world, going to match up against the England attacking Bazballs that are shaping Test cricket? If that what Bazball was, what were we even worried about? What were you going on about? You're talking about coming over here to win the series. How about you worry about winning a test match first? One match, just one. Just one. You're talking about, Bazball this is going to take over, win this series. The Aussies don't know what's coming from them. I think the English don't know what's coming from them because they are 3-0 down. Worry about winning a test match first before you even worry about the series. Ship off 3-0 back to England. It's going to be 5-0. There is no doubt about that. The England faithful, have embarrassed themselves the way they've talked it up and then can't back it up on the park. Only one showing fight out there was Ben Stokes. The rest of them, my oh my, help me. Ben Duckett's in a massive form slope. Ollie Pope, I don't know what he's doing sometimes. He's got to be one of the most, even I'd say Mark Ward says it, like, weird looking bats when he goes forward, when he shouldn't go forward. He tries to play the ball late. I don't even know what's going on in his sense. And all the talk, oh my God. All the talk about Harry Brook this, Harry Brook that. Hey, Harry Brook, how about you try and adapt to the Australian conditions and Australian fast bowlers? Geez, it's a bit harder when the bowlers are a bit more better coming at you and you don't want to adapt the way. You just want to smash and bash the same way. Well, guess what? Guess what, kid? You've had a reality check and it's coming at you really hard because you have really struggled this series. You went from being, I think it was the number 2 rated batsman in the world. You're still the number 4, but you have looked ordinary. And the way you went out in this test match trying to reverse sweep the GOAT. The GOAT, Gary Lyon. Do not disrespect Nathan Lyon like that ever again because he will take your stumps out. England, you have embarrassed yourself. Oh, I can't even understand like how frustrated Ben Stokes would be. This is how much the Aussies have demolished England. All this talk about Bazball inside 11 days, inside 10 days, the Aussies have made England change their whole way they play cricket and thrown Bazball out the window. They're trying to play the defensive game. And guess what? That didn't work either. Oh, it's been absolutely demolition by the Aussies. Oh, it's been great to watch as an Australian batsman. England, I can't help but sit here and laugh. And if you want some good entertainment, just search up Piers Morgan on Twitter and keep refreshing and keep looking at the comments, reminding him when he said he thought it was going to be either a 5-0 or 4-0 win. You're a spud. England are a spud. 3-0, and it's about to be 5-0. But let's get into this test match that retained the Ashes for the Aussies. Right, now let's get into the actual match. If you watch this on YouTube, you would notice I've changed out of my jumper, taken it off, gone into just a t-shirt because I'm worked up after this. The Aussies have got me up and about. I'm absolutely grilling England. It's getting me hot. It's getting me sweaty. So straight into the t-shirt. But let's get into the match. We're starting off. Obviously, Aussies winning by 82 runs. And the first innings, if we have a look here, we pull this one up. Obviously, the Aussies won the toss and elected to bat, as you would expect on in Test cricket. You're going to bat first. You want to set the tone straight away early, especially on this Adelaide wicket. And geez, were they playing in some heat conditions? That was always going to test the fast bowlers of both sides. 40 degrees it got to on day 2. It stuck around like that 30. I think the lowest it got to was about that 34. But nevertheless, England actually got off to a reasonable start in the first innings for the first 2 wickets, breaking the opening partnership pretty early. And first to depart was Jake Weatherald in the 9th over for just 18. And again, it was Jofra Archer who got him again. Jofra Archer just happens to have the wood over Jake Weatherald. At the moment, he departed for 18, and then shortly after that, just the next over, Travis Head departed for 10. So England, by all means, started off well. Had the Aussies 2 for 33. And then the 2 for 33, and then also 3 for 94 when Jofra Archer got Marnus Labuschagne 19. And it was really frustrating to see by Marnus this series. Well, we'll talk about his magnificent fieldings too. Not this series, sorry, this Test match. I've gave him praise about his more attacking style that he's come into this series so far, looking to score. But he went back into his shell and started not looking to score and was departed for 19. Now, not the story of the Test, but the surprise packet was Steve Smith being let out, and that meant Usman Khawaja coming in at number 4. And I'm one of them. I think Uzi shut a lot of critics up, showing, hey, I've been opening. I've had a really good record opening, but that is not my preferred position. My preferred position is that number 4 spot, and I'm going to show you why. And he batted beautifully for his 82. Cam Green has got to have a big discussion about... back to Usman Khawaja, sorry. I'm jumping around. I'm still up and about after the win. It lends the question with, how does the batting lineup now look when Steve Smith come back? Does Uzi keep his spot for the Boxing Day Test? He's made 82, then backed it up with a 40 in the second innings. Does he hold his spot at that number 4 spot? Because I think you stick with Head opening after his second innings, Trav Ball, we stick with that. But Steve Smith come back in and he slides in at number 4. So is it we just leave an English out? Do they have some balls and go Cam Green? I don't think Cam Green will be dropped yet, but he is on his last legs. That was such a disappointing and lazy shot by Cam Green to go out for a second ball dug. Do we need to start talking about Cam Green as not the number 4 batsman, but just, if he is to keep his spot, just look at him as that all-rounder? Not that batsman who has real good potential, but that all-rounder who's going to bat that 5-6, bowl a few overs, do some really good stuff with the ball, do the odd good thing with the bat, but not... People were talking about, I know the Grey Cricket boys were talking about it too, people were trying to say he's going to have Jack Callis's numbers. Give me a spell. Jack Callis. Jack Callis has the third most test runs, if I believe that is correct. Jack Callis, let me just... the third most test runs ever, if we have a look. No, sorry. The second most, or is even a second. No, sorry. He's got the most by anyone, better than Sachin Tendulkar, but he also took 92 wickets. So he could do it all. Comparing Cameron Green to Jack Callis was just silly from the start. I think what we got obsessed with Cam Green was for the fact that with his height. It's his height, the fact he can bowl 140 clicks, can hold a bat, goes back and dominates at Sheffield Shield level, but then comes and struggles at international level with the bat. Ball means he still has 2 tests to do something, but the questions needs to come in. Are we rating Cam Green too highly, thinking that he's going to push up to that number 4 spot and be the person who leads the front for the next 10 years for the Aussie batting lineup? Do we need to start looking at him as an all-rounder? The Great Cricket Boys suggested like a Freddie Flintoff type of player. Is that the type of way we need to look at Cam Green? Let me know in the comments. But the player of the match, and what a great century it was. 106 off 143. Alex Carey, well done, mate. Great century by Alex Carey. Got himself the player of the match honours and should have been out on it in his 70s. But, geez, didn't Snicko have a awful run this test match. Why aren't we using hotspot? I get some people are saying it's too expensive to use, but I'd rather pay that extra bit of money and get the decision right. I know at the end, if that was the case, it would have cost Alex Carey's wicket, but there was a couple of scenarios where hotspot might have just fixed it. Being able to use Snicko and hotspot together, I think, is the best way to do it if we are going to do this third umpire thing right. If we're going to use our technology right, we need to be using the best that is at display. I understand it is expensive, but at that point, if we're going to do that, don't even worry about the third umpire. Don't even worry about review. Just stick to the on-field umpire. But if we're going to do it, we need to do it right. So some of the stuff that happened in this test was just ridiculous. We saw the players getting frustrated from both sides. And if we're going to do it, we just need to do it right. But Alex Carey, amazing. His first Ashes century. Looked up to the clouds, saluting his dad, who he lost mid this year. Who was very, very close to. So that was a very, very touching 100. And another 50 on the board for Mitchell Starc. Further pushing the case that he's an all-rounder now. He's not just a bowler. Even at the latter end of his career, he is an all-rounder. But yeah, so he Carey 106. Inglis put together 32, came in and did a little partnership there with Alex Carey, the Mitchell Starc 54, Lyon 9, and Scotty Boland 14 not out. Now, Jofra Archer responded really well to the criticism he got in the second test after his speeds were down. The battle with Steve Smith. I thought he bowled terrifically. 5 of 53 from his 20.2 overs in the first innings. Brighton Cast was a bit wayward, to say the least. Went at 5.5 and over, 2 for 89. From 16, Josh Tongue, 1 for 64 of 16. Ben Stokes didn't get a wicket, number 53-19, but Will Jacks, come on. This is just getting disrespectful at this moment. You're coming to the Ashes, you're trying to win the Ashes, you know how big the Ashes are, and you're playing Will Jacks as your frontline spinner. I'd rather bowl Joe Root, but he did get 2 wickets, but 2 for 105 of 20. Give me a spell. So the Aussies there put up 371 for the first innings. And in return, England looked like they were building a little bit of a partnership in the middle order. Crawley went early for 9. Duckett went for 29. Ollie Pope, we mentioned, we don't know what Ollie Pope's doing at the moment. I think it's time we give Ollie Pope a rest. Needs to work on his technique, as a lot of the commentators are saying. We got Joe Root pretty comfortably. As a welcome back to Pat Cummins too. Looked like he hadn't missed a beat. 17 overs, 3 for 69. But then this is when it started to get a little bit interesting. We thought, all right, hang on, maybe the England are pulling it back together. If we have a look here, when Harry Brook started coming in, batting a bit more freely, but also taking care of his wicket. Made the 45 before Cam Green got him. And the one who just decided Bazball's no longer, as I mentioned, that's how Aussies have already destroyed Bazball in this series. Bazball is dead. It's dead. It's all trap ball now. But Ben Stokes, the captain, batted superbly, calmly, 83 from 198. So very, very conservative. I believe it was his second slowest or 50 ever in a test match. 83 from 198, but he was the only one showing some real heart, showing some real credit to his wicket. But the other person who batted beautifully and looked better than a number 10 batsman, looked like a middle order batsman. Some of his driving and his cutting, and he protected the good balls, then put away the bad balls. It was Jofra Archer. He put up a 51 from 105, and probably, in my opinion, batted the second best behind Ben Stokes. If we're going stroke-wise, he's nearly done better than Ben Stokes, but Ben Stokes did the best to hang around there. But I thought Jofra Archer did brilliantly. As we look at the Aussie bowling, we mentioned Pat Cummins, 3 for 69, and Scotty Boland doing what Scotty Boland does, just continuously put it on a dime, 15.2 overs, 3 for 45. We welcome back the GOAT, 2 for 70 from 28, put in a real good shift in that first innings and even bigger shift in the second innings. And Cam Green, 1 for 33 from 11. We also, I don't know if I mentioned, Mitchell Starc, 1 for 61 from 16. As we chuck over to the second innings. And this second innings was all about one man. That was Travis Head. Oh, Trav ball is in full swing. That is another 100 for Travis Head. He's 4th consecutive at the Adelaide Oval. He's home. The hill was absolutely buzzing. 170 from 219 and absolutely ripped apart the England bowling lineup. They didn't know... They didn't know how to handle him. He just kept counter-punching. But what was so impressive about this Travis Head innings as well was he didn't go out all guns blazing. He was slowish at times, put away. He took a while to get out of the 90s and then just said, fuck it. And then danced down the wicket, smacked it over the head for 4 to bring it up in style. But it was a beautiful innings, 170 from 219. Really set up the game. Usman Khawaja, I thought, again, battled really hard for his 40 from 51. I like this middle order, Usman Khawaja, who's looking to score, looking to tick the scoreboard over. Because I found when he was opening, because he had to stick around all day, he got a bit conservative and would really slow down. Sometimes it was 100 off about, it'd be like, say 60 off 150 or something, and I'd be like, come on, Aussie, let's get it moving now. But this middle order, Aussie 40 from 51, I can very much respect. Cam Green did something stupid again. Alex Carey backed up his first innings with a 72, was really good. But it was all about Travis Head in this innings. 10 for 349, the Aussies ended up putting together, which then set a target of over 400 for England to chase, as I just went out of there. And being added to the team this test match, I thought Josh Tongue bowled reasonably well in this second innings, 4 for 70 from his 18. Will Jacks just bowled absolute, not even going to put it loud, he bowled junk. He bowls junk, full stop. 19 overs, 1 for 107. Jofra Archer was very economical, but did look tired after all the batting in the heat. 12.4 overs, 1 for 20, so they just seed him out. Brighton Cast picked up 3 for 80 from his 20, and then Ben Stokes 1 for 26 for 7. Now, as we saw yesterday and today, the task was set now for for the English team to try and get these totals, and it was never going to be easy. And it's never going to be easy when Ben Duckett hits a 4 and then departs in the second over for 4 off 2, courtesy of, guess who? The skipper, Paddy Cummins. Welcome back to Pat. Then Ollie Pope, not far behind him, departs for 17. Zach Crawley showed a different type of him, someone who was valuing his wicket really more and battled, really did battle hard. Joe Root stuck around with him for a bit with his 39. Harry Brook, I mentioned this in the intro, but Harry Brook, don't you ever disrespect the GOAT like that again. Trying to reverse sweep him, getting bowled for your legs, just looked ridiculous. Just looked absolutely ridiculous. I said it, all this talk about Harry Brook, we know he's dominated over in England, he's dominated everywhere, but even a couple of years ago when he came to the, let me slow down, when I get excited, I talk really fast, but even when he came over to the Big Bash, I heard lots of talk about him, but he didn't set the world on fire. Now, it's definitely there and it still could come this series, but it doesn't really matter. The series is over. But that was just ridiculous. But as I mentioned, Zach Crawley, 85 from 151. Geez, he really looked like he was going to get 100, but then again, guess who? The GOAT. That spell the GOAT Nathan Lyon put in, or Phil, as Travis Head and Marnus were calling him, the spell that he put in on day 4 when he picked up, did he pick up 2 or did he pick up 3? No, he picked up 3. Yeah, picked up 3 on that day 4. It just shaped the game. And not only did he shape the game, but it was Marnus Lovershank's catch to dismiss Will Jacks. No, not Will Jacks. Was it Will Jacks? Maybe it was Ben Duck. Let me just have a look. Let's quickly pull it up. So Marnus Lovershank's catch to dismiss, first of all, Ollie Pope. Terrific work, diving low, one-hander, and his celebration says it all. He's been a live wire in the field, especially without Steve Smith. Such a real good fielder is Marnus Lovershank, and he mentioned today, post-game, and he said it pre-game as well, that he changed the way that he's been fielding. What he used to do is he used to watch the ball onto the bat in the slips cordon and then go from there. Now he's watching the ball, and you can see it's worked dividends, because then he took another beauty, which changed the aspect of the game when he caught off Mitchell Starc's ball and Will Jacks for 47, who was looking like the one who could settle the game in there. Him and Jamie Smith put together a really good partnership and were the ones that if the game was going to be won, it was going to be off the back of them. But Jamie Smith put 60, but then Marnus's catch off Will Jacks from Mitchell Stark's bowling for 47 was another absolute ripper. The question is, which catch was better? I'm personally going with the first one purely because how far he had to dive and how low he was. But both of them were absolute ripper catches, and I think they're better than Steve Smith's ones. I'm going with the first. Let me know in the comments which one you're going with. But there was some times when you're like, oh, geez, are they going to do this? Like, are they going to make it close? Some wayward bowling early on that let them come back into the game. I was bit interested why they opened up with Cam Green. I thought maybe a Scotty Boland could have come on and just tied them down and gave them no hope whatsoever. He let some loose ones go. But nonetheless, Brighton Cast, 39 not out. But the Aussies just do what the Aussies done, just show pure class. Like, look at this. Paddy Cummins, welcome back, 6 wickets on return. 3 for 48 from 17. Stark, 3 for 62 off 17. Nathan Lyon, 3 for 77 from 25, put in another absolute shift. The other wicket went to Scotty Boland. Economical, as always. 1 from 35 off 17.5, going at just 1.96 and over. Well done to the Aussies. They show them who the boss is. We are the boss, not England. We own them. There's no questions about them. And they're going to have their tails between their legs going into it. Because now they come to the MCG and it's, guess whose home it is? It's Scotty B's hometown. And geez, the last time he was there, what did he take? He took 6 for 7 there against them. So they're going to be thinking about that, like coming into it. It's not going to be easy from there. It's not going to be the case of the Aussies take the foot off the throat now. I think now, even though they've won the Ashes, they're going to put the foot on the throat even more to demolish them and get this 5-0 victory. It'll be interesting to see if they bring Jacob Beffling. He's the only batsman that has stayed over in Australia. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that. I assume if they do, it'll be for Ollie Pope. But what I would like to see, I would like to see even Ben Stokes push up the order a bit there if Jacob Beffel was to come in. Let me know what you think about that. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my recap of the third test, and the Aussies have done it again. 3-0 victory, retain the Ashes, and what a day it is to be an Aussie. Shocking day to be in English if you stayed up all morning, late hours of the morning and night to watch that. I was about to say I feel for you, but no, I don't. I absolutely don't. I loved every second of it. But thank you guys for watching. Obviously, next up will be my player ratings of each player from this match, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify or a podcast, make sure to leave a like and comment. Hit that follow button, turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy this, as the Ashes is a great time of the year. Send it off to anyone that loves their cricket, because I'm a cricket nuffy, so get them to join in on the chat. Shoot me a message on Instagram DMs. I'm happy to discuss cricket anytime, any day, anytime. So make sure you're following along. And by all means, guys, please remember, most importantly, to leave a 5-star rating on this show, as that does help push the show out there. Thank you guys for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.